Zakai Zeigler was denied a preliminary injunction in his court case asking for a 5th year of eligibility. This is where we go to court TV. The judge said what the NCAA should do as a policy matter to benefit student athletes is beyond the reach of the Sherman Act. So she says, not her purview, it's not going to go there. The NCAA had argued that Zeigler got his chance to play at Tennessee because other players had 5 years to play 4 years and then they moved on. Okay, you should do the same and clear the path for others. Zeigler's attorneys told the Knoxville News-Sentinel, "We are disappointed the court declined to grant a preliminary injunction on the basis that the NCAA does not directly control NIL compensation," just days after the House settlement confirmed they would do exactly that. They intend to press forward, and they say they're confident Zeigler will win eventually. Will West, if the NCAA can't stop players from transferring whenever and wherever, if the NCAA had to give Diego Pavia another year because they have no control of the JUCO, their JUCO rules don't apply, how did they win this one?
Well, and they've won 17 of the last 20 injunction cases, which is wild that that's happened.
It's a major flip.
It is. Well, but the biggest issue is, how is immediate and irreparable harm happening to Zakai Zeigler for not being granted onto the team right now when the season doesn't start until November, right? So I think that's very difficult to prove. I also think what it's going to take, because you're right, it violates Sherman. The one thing it's going to take is someone's going to have to actually go through the trial process, and you're going to win that trial, but everyone wants the injunction. I want to play now.
So you can play now. You can
I'm not going
practice
to get to play right now. And also, you wanted to be able to have your NIL deal done.
Sure.
So that before you got to the House settlement money, because the amount of money goes way down after that. So I think that was, what was interesting that the judge said as well was, the issue's not with playing time, but you could sue for financial
Come back,
damages.
yeah, that's right, because you're losing out on the NIL.
The issue,
you could come back later and sue for that, but getting another year is not what this is about, not what I can handle. Yeah.
And that may be the thing that changes it. If someone says, I would have made this much money, you kept me from making this much money as a citizen of the United States of America, I'm suing you, and maybe that'll be the thing that changes things, but it will change at some point.
But it is interesting, though. Oh, go ahead, Tom.
No, my concern is, are you going to find a judge, male or female, that is going to go, you know what, you're right, new year of eligibility, and then open the door, the floodgates are open, and that person's name's in the history books as you changed college athletics as we know it today.
Well, here's the thing. Diego Pavia won his.
Right.
It is finding the right.
New Jersey judge won.
The kid at Rutgers won his.
Yep.
Okay, so that's what I don't really grasp is how the NCAA is winning any of these at some point, because it looks like, I know it's not a complete apples to apples, this is a precedent for this, slightly different state, et cetera. But you would think the way things have gone against the NCAA.
Yes.
You don't have power to do this. You don't have power to do that. You don't have power to do that. Oh, you do have power to say 4 years. You got 5 years to play 4.
Yeah.
Why is this one okay when all the others you've shot down and say they don't have the juice to tell us this anymore? I just find that fascinating. Vince, you got a thought on this thing?
I think it's just the individual judge, in their opinion. Some want to, like you said, are willing to stand out and make it a precedent. Others are like, okay, they made that ruling, like in the Diego Pavia case. I don't have to go by what they did previously. So, and there was a lot of the counterpoint from that hearing that did make some sense in the individual things they were kind of nitpicking at.
Bob, anything to add here?
I read through the ruling the best I could, and I think it was just if you go to another judge, I think things go the other way, very much potentially. I think it was just reading it the best I can as a non-lawyer. I think that was just the judge saying, I still want to mess with this right now. Another judge might have said, heck yeah, we're going to mess with it. So
I'm surprised when the NCAA gets a pat on the back from any of this. I wonder how much the DOJ weighing in played into the judge's thinking. That, hey, we would appreciate it if you looked at it like this.
Well, the judge did say that the NCAA is commercial and that antitrust law does apply to them as opposed to using flexible antitrust law, which is what the DOJ
still went the other way.
Still went the other way.
Yeah.
Did not grant the injunction.
No, let's talk about Haji over here. If Will wasn't on our show, he's the one who translated all that legal jargon for us anyway, so I only know half I know because of the guy to my left.
You guys have attorneys on your show all the time. Jake Thompson with you, correct?
And guess who got him on the show? Will West. That's the translator I need.
There you go. If you want a legal translator, tune into these guys.